Yeah, this is deep. Life coach.
Thank you, brother. The last speaker spoke with passion, and he was very real. I just want to come through to my sister who was worried about how the media, how we can involve the media in representing such. I'm just laughing because and sorry guys, it's not just me trying to break or whatsoever. I'm marking a script on representation of the society, sexual, how society is represented, races, sexuality, and stuff like that. So, and to be quite honest, it's a challenge for the media to represent that unless we represent it. I've studied the media up until PhD. All it does, it feeds on us. It feeds on our energy. If we want to tell the media to start portraying black people as amazing people, trust me, they have no ability to stop us. But if we want to portray black businesses as failures, they will feed on that, and it's us. We start sharing that, we start complaining on that, and then they start feeding on that and perpetrating that. They don't start something that is not there. So if we were to put a stop in bullying, trust me, the media, I don't know how to put this. The media is running after coverage, is running after viewership, is running after readership. So whatever that we are talking about, the media is going to cover it because it knows what we are going to watch it, we are going to read it, we are going to listen to it. So if we want to stop portraying black people as failures, and we don't stop talking about it, we stop talking about it, or we talk negatively about it to say black people are powerful, black people can do this, the media will start even creating videos or movies that speaks to that. So that's how we can shape. I don't want to go far and sound very I'm trying to kuluma into engayiphambili and sound very rhetoric when I say the media ownership is also as a result of why the media can portray and can show and truly represent us as Africans. But it's also another solution in the long run for us to take ownership of the media, because we have a crisis, because we can't control the media, because the media is controlled by the same people who want to let us fight against each other. That's all I can probably add on at the moment.
No, thank you very much. Let me just see here. Okay, you have the mic right there. Vati, you can continue, and you can give us your view on this issue. You can go ahead and speak. I can't pronounce your name, sorry.
Sorry, thank you, Vet Increase. Thank you, guys. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. I've been struggling trying to get through to this. Some of us are BPTs, but I will get through. I think this thing of bullying, it really does, it goes a long way. And it starts with the broken society that we live in today. Not actually today, it started long ago. Some of us were born in the late 70s. When we grew up, we had this narrative. Our parents bought us white dolls purely because of black dolls did not exist then. But we grew up playing with these dolls, portraying ourselves as Barbie girls. And that alone did a lot of damage in us as young girls. I see the boys, and in us as young girls. We wanted to grow up, have this long hair, have this beautiful, flawless, light skin. That on its own, it did a lot of damage. In my area where I live, in the society where I live, every time I see a parent buying their daughter's dolls that portrays as Barbies, I try and engage them, try and let them see the different side to say what this thing can do to your child. We, like some of us, grew up to understand and try and tap into this pro-Africanism, to understand who we are, what our roots are. And today and age, we have dolls that are black dolls in all the stores. And if you look at the black dolls compared to the white dolls, the black dolls are more or less like ugly. Why? These dolls are designed by our fellow, or maybe I could be wrong, I stand corrected. Maybe they are designed by the other race. But if these dolls, because I know of a couple apparently have designed some black dolls. If these dolls are designed by black people, why do we have to still portray these dolls as black, as ugly? We as the society, we own it up to ourselves. In schools, we're teachers. In churches, there's preachers. In everywhere we go, there are speakers. There are motivational speakers. Why can't we as women bring girls together, try and teach them values, how their self-importance, to love themselves. They need not have to look bright or lighter or flawless for them to be portrayed as beautiful. We need to start teaching them what is the real definition of beauty. What that woman did there, it's actually, she's suffering a lot inside herself. She is suffering. For her to be able to pull such a picture, for example, most women, and I tell you this, most women, whether you light skin, whether you how dark you can be, we suffer from inner thighs darkness. It doesn't matter. We just have that. So for her to be able to pull that as a woman and advertise it in that way, it's sick. She needs help herself. She needs somebody to sit her down and understand what is really going on into your life, because of now it takes a lot of damage within one's brain to be able to bring and pull down another human being like that. None of that should be discussed in families to say this one is ugly, this one is beautiful. In a complex where I live, there's this woman. Always when I look at her, I say like, yo, Pilezo Michelangelo. And she always say, when I has been a man called Makhadzi and then she took me through that. She grew up knowing Uguti she is ugly. She had that low self-esteem. And you can understand, she's a grown-up woman now. You can understand the damage that was caused by her own family members. So it needs to start in our families. We need to start correcting the narrative of being black, it's ugly. It takes the other race to be able to embrace us. They go into the sun, they want to be dark because of they envy what we are and how we look like. But if in ourselves, we cannot appreciate ourselves, we cannot appreciate anything about ourselves, then we have a problem. And guys, I'm sorry, I'm gonna sound official. I'm a straight talker. I say it like it is. Today, I was actually educating some ladies yesterday. Today, society. I said to them, I studied beauty. I said to them, guys, do you know all these cosmetics things that you bring into yourself? Do you know the harm that it does into your body? Gary, if one thing you don't know, they will always be after a black woman. They started in the early days with the hair straighteners. if you can do a research and see what a hair straightener does to your skull, it causes cancers of some sort. And then fine. Today we see you putting eyelashes. Do you know the glue that you put onto your eyes, what it does to you? You go and you put these nails. Do you know what it those chemicals that they use to attach those? Do you know what it does to you? In part of the lectures, there was my younger sister there. I always said to her, you know, I've always worked in the industry of beauty. You'll never, ever. I'm not saying putting on makeup is wrong. Don't take me wrong, guys. I'm just saying what I know. You'll never, ever see me put on makeup. You will never, ever see me try and change how I look, because I know the harm that comes with those things. I've studied it. I've done research, and I've known for years and years. I said, look at your own nails. In the next 3 years, if you're going to recognize your own, it will start eating up on you. There's chemicals in there. And you ask yourself, why is the other race not running after this day, doing this nail thing, doing these lashes and all these things, all these cosmetics thing that they bring onto you, black woman, so that you can think or look at yourself as beautiful because of you've got all this adjustment. Stop doing these things, because of they are doing more harm than any good to you. In the long run, you will not even recognize yourself. So I'm sorry to sound a bit offish, but at times we need to tell the truth. We need to say things like it is. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Malebu, as your hand is up.
Yeah, that was very powerful, vet increase. To add to what you said, I think with us women, maybe with some men, but with us women, we are still oppressed. Like, we are still colonized, because when the colonizer came into Africa, they brought a lot of things. Okay, hair products are one of those things. For us as women to be educated about our skin, it has to come from us wanting, us accepting that we are the way that we are because God created us this way. So once we start saying, okay, maybe I'm not light-skinned enough, I have to use a cream or what. From my side of my viewpoint is that we are questioning what God created. Like, God does not make mistakes. So once you start seeing yourself as like, okay, this one is pretty because she has long hair, this one is pretty because her skin is lighter, that's a problem within us. So, and also, I think with media feeds on what we give them. Hence, I said, a lot of things that we feed to the media, like, okay, being yellow bone is pretty, having big thighs is pretty, having a nice bottom structure is pretty. That's us giving media this narrative that we are insecure with regards to how God created us. Hence, we have people going around trying to tell you, okay, but you're pretty, but not pretty enough. Especially when it comes to media, like, okay, for instance, you want to become a video girl, they'll tell you, okay, you need to gain a lot of, like, certain pounds in order for you to be pretty, you have to wear this in order for you to fit in. So, hence I'm saying that with us, we are still mentally oppressed, and it has to start with us for it to succeed, not for us to just say, okay, it's fine, we can go and do a little bleaching because I'm not happy with my skin. No. If God wanted you to be light-skinned, He could have created you light-skinned. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's hectic out there. Yeah, but when you talk about video girls, I know that, there's a lot of drama there. There's either they tell you to lose weight, to look this way, which, it definitely have broken a lot of models or those who wanted to be on TV. Because beside just video girls, it happens even when you want to be an actor, you get told what you need to look like. I don't know who I'm going to start with. Ray. Ray, you can take the mic, and then from there we'll go to Misiwe.
Thank you. I don't know where to start, but it's really heartbreaking, especially when a woman is doing that to a woman. I personally always think, this is me thinking, that apartheid was one of the system that really broke us. It really broke us to an extent that it's still alive in our minds even today. When you can't love yourself, it's a very, very impossible. It is impossible to love someone else. Now, what apartheid did was they paint a picture that for you to be considered as beautiful, you have to be white, Caucasian. This is how we describe beauty. I can't imagine me waking up one day apologizing for how my nose is shaped like. I can't imagine waking up one day apologizing about my hair, about my skin. Ladies and gentlemen, we as black people, it starts with us to love ourselves, to say, you know yourself that if you wanted a small nose, you could have done that if it was you who created yourself, but you didn't. This is how you came to earth as like, and you have to accept that. We must learn to accept things we can't change. We're born in Africa, and this is what an African look like. And this is who I should embrace. When you wake up in the morning and look yourself in the mirror, this is who I am. It's not like a bed that you say, okay, I'm tired of this bed, I'm going to change it. No, this is who you are. You have to accept that. And one thing that's really crazy is that I have friends who are girls, right? And I always notice this, that most of the time you might be working with them, maybe there are two girls, and a certain girl pass and be like, oh, I think her hairstyle is a little bit cringy. She should have like this. You see how she walks? You see how she's wearing this? Which is crazy to me, because she has worn whatever she's wearing because she wanted to be like that. I think minding our own business sometimes can go a long way to say, that's her. Someone say, I can't wear this. Yeah, you can't. That's why you're not wearing it. Somebody else will. And stop. We must really, women are the most disrespected people in the society. The most, these are the people that are looked down upon. But still, you see women pulling down another woman. It's really crazy for me. We must learn to love ourselves. She has to say, I apologize for my dark thighs. What for? Because people are bullying her. Because people see that as not beauty. Wow. I think we can do better. Really, I think we can do better. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, man. Miss Siwe, you can take the mic.
Hi, guys. Yeah, I mean, this is one heartbreaking situation really that we are facing as an African people. So this Makhadzi situation is really a projection of our own insecurities, again, as Africans, of how we see ourselves, of how we perceive ourselves as inanity. Like, we really don't have disregard of our own self, of how we exist as a people. I mean, it's just who we are. We are beautiful, actually, as a black people, as how we love ourselves. So it's really what the previous speaker noted about how the whole colonial regime really tainted or eroded our own personal self-image as individuals and how we see ourselves. So we see how this whole weave business. It's now a multi-million business, and it's really thriving on the insecurities of a black woman. So for us to be so-called beautiful, we have to put on another race's hair. Actually, we put on these lipsticks because it's this image that the media and the colonial authorities have actually sold to us to say this is what is perceived as beauty. And the worst part of it is centuries and decades later, we're still buying into that narrative. It's so sad. So after all these years, really, it will be so disrespectful of us to actually still be abiding to that narrative that was sold by colonizers and still thinking that someone with their own natural hair is not beautiful. Someone who's got black eyes, as Makhadzi is not beautiful. I think it's something that we really need to have our own self-introspection as Africans and see, really, is this a people that we really want to be? People that only conform to our own cultural and native ways, only on cultural day. It's just so embarrassing, but it's not something that we can all keep pinpointing to another race or being victims. It's already been centuries since this thing happened, but up until now, we're still seeing ourselves as victims. And it's not the other race, actually, that's perpetuating the hate. It's us, so it's a black-on-black hate kind of thing. There's really a need for us to try and decolonize our mentality and how we see each other. And particularly, I'm not going also to say it's a thing that we're putting up on men, because we've got our own black men appreciate women when we look ourselves, we are natural. It's something that we have to undertake ourselves as women and start appreciating how God created us as black women and our beauty, and disregarding all these other media personalities that put up beauty as something that is Western affiliated, or someone has to look like a white person for them to actually be beautiful. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah, ne. Shurila. I don't know who's next. I think before.
Yeah, and okay, sorry about that.
No,
sorry about that.
Go ahead.
To add to what the previous speaker was saying, you can never see a white person trying to be a black person or trying to have our type of hair. But it's always with us black people who we want to fit in by going through surgeries, trying to change ourselves, trying to change the skin that God created us in. So what I'm saying is that, okay, it's fine for people to have their own insecurities, but for us to start questioning how we are as human beings, how we look. For the longest time, I was told I had a very big head. It was from school. People used to say, okay, you're skinny, you have a big head, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, whatever they used to say. It was up to me to sit down and to tell myself, but you are pretty the way God created you. This is you. You can never be someone else, even if you can eat a lot. But if you cannot gain weight, you cannot gain weight. There's nothing that you can do. So why is it that as human beings we want to impose what we deem as, okay, this is pretty on other people? We shouldn't do that.
No, that's true. Before I go to Black, Trevor.
Good morning. Hello, everyone. Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. Yeah, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, okay, cool, yeah. So I'm saying it's quite unfortunate what's been happening to Makhadzi. And I think just to add on to what the previous speaker touched on with regards to the colonizers, the white people setting a precedence on what is beautiful and what is not. I think one of the things that they really did was to sort of sell Africa or Africans as just one people that look alike. You know what I mean? So, for example, what I'm trying to say, if you go to, say, Ethiopia, Eritrea, or if you go to Egypt, they're black people, but they would be different from somebody from West Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, or from Southern Africa. So, as we are one as black people, we are diverse within that oneness. You know, we look different, and so I think we also need to be careful in terms of not wanting to reinforce that stereotype to say black women look alike. They've got short hair, they've got big nose, they've got this and they've got that. We are diverse. We have to celebrate that diversity. But in celebrating that diversity, we need to be careful not to bring each other. Women need to be careful not to bring each other down, and not to give in to the stereotype that sets that's been that's basically been commercialized, to say that a beautiful woman has got long straight hair. A beautiful woman looks like A, B, C. If you don't fall into that category, you are not beautiful, and therefore what that then does is that it just puts pressure on women to conform to that definition of beauty, i.e., start seeing them buying all these weaves, doing makeup, what one speaker said earlier on. And frankly speaking, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's the intention when you're doing that. Are you trying to prove that what you are isn't beauty, and therefore you're trying to have those external things beautify you, or it's just what you're just doing it because it's a choice. So I think we have to celebrate the diversity that is black, and we also have to be careful not to perpetuate the commercialization of the definition of a beautiful black woman. Because as far as I'm concerned, the way you are, you're beautiful as the way you are. As other speakers have said, that the way you're born, you are beautiful the way you're born. However, in the same vein, I would say that there is nothing wrong per se in sort of trying to put on a weave and put on eyelashes and everything. There may be some studies which have confirmed which there may be very few people that have reacted badly to all those things. But I certainly wouldn't be the one to judge women who put on makeup, who put on eyelashes and everything, as long as they don't feel guilty because they have done that. Other women that do not have that are not beautiful. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Black, I saw your hand was up first before Ray.
Yeah. Yes. Something that I wanted to highlight was the fact that as black people, as we keep on doing this self-hate, projecting our own self-hate to others, and actually weighing our own people down for their own body features, we should realize this. Our ignorance and our self-hate is $1 billion industry, guys. Like, the more you hate your own people, the more you make them hate their own skin, and the more you hate your own skin. The industry out there, the white man sees that, they hate their complexion, they hate their skin. Let's make these chemicals that are going to brighten up their skin tone. And they do that, they give them to you, and you actually use them. And them on the other side, they are making a whole lot of money. So your self-hate and ignorance is feeding the pockets of the white man. It's feeding that $1 billion industry. So they're making money from you hating your own self. They're making money from you being ignorant and not wanting to look African. You make fun of people with big noses, and they decide that, I don't want to have a big nose anymore. I want to have a thin nose. Or they go to surgical people out there. They do all these plastic surgeries. They alter their bodies. They're feeding money to the $1 billion industry out there. And another thing that you should know, your self-hate and your ignorance cost the lives of black people. There are so many people out there who are taking their own lives because you couldn't accept her or him because he or she was darker. You couldn't accept them because they have a bigger nose than you. And you end up saying, no, you're not fit enough to be beautiful. I'm not going to consider you as beautiful because your features are not too good to be beautiful. Using what? You're using Eurocentric standards of beauty to judge your own people who are African. It seems as if as Africans we hate everything else but African. We want anything else but that which is African, and that is bad. So as we live today, live with these two things. The consequences of your self-hate and ignorance are these, the major ones. First of all, you cause the lives of other black people. They take their own lives because you couldn't accept them for who they are. Secondly, you feed on the billion-dollar industry of Caucasians. They are making money from your own self-hate. They make money by selling you products that make you change who you are. So we should live with that as we keep doing this thing. Thank you.
Yeah, it's hectic. It's hectic. There's a hand up from Ray.
Yes. I think I wanted to really add on what the previous speaker has just said. And Dr. Asante, who's a black man, once said, Africa is misunderstood because of the reality and the concept that are used that are not Africans. If right now, let me give you an example. If right now, this is a bigger issue. If look at the school system, the education system, whatever. If I were to come now and say, if I want to say consequences and I say consequences, somebody might laugh and say, this guy. But I've seen, I've seen so many times. I've seen white people trying to speak our languages, and we clap hands for them that they have tried. But you can never see that. You can never see that we as black people clapping hands that at least he has tried. This is not my language. This is not who I am. I'm trying because for me to be accepted, for me to be a full corporate person within the society, I have to be this. Because this is the picture that was painted. I personally don't blame people who... I'm not against makeup. Ladies, you look beautiful in makeup. But for us, for girls to say that, I can't go out without a makeup. This is because of how the society will view them. You are not beautiful enough. You don't have a weave. I see girls making fun of certain weaves. Even saying, this weave is look blackish and whatever. Now, the issue is it's really about we accepting ourselves. Guys, this is who we are. We were born like this. We can't change ourselves. We have to love ourselves. Malcolm X will always say, you were born like this. You can never wake up any day and change who you are. Now the issue is, when you see black people killing themselves because of bullying and whatsoever, and the crazy thing is not that white people are no longer have to say anything now because they have done their job. They've painted a picture. Every time when you wake up in the morning, you see a white person as beautiful. You want to change your nose. You want to change this because that's what beauty is to you. And when you get that as a black person, when you get the whiteness and whatever, now you transfer it to another person that you should be like me. This is what beauty is. Let me go a little bit far a little bit. When you go to Instagram right now, just go and do a little survey. When you go to Instagram, go and view stories. I'm not against go and view stories. You will see filters. You think filters? What are really filters for? What are really filters for? Go and count those filters and tell me which of them really reflects back who you really are. Maybe it's just I'm just being paranoid. I don't know. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Let's accept and accept. Who's next? Shanga. Shangan Pride. Sorry, Shangan Pride. You can speak.
Hi guys. So I just came in now, so I can see what you guys are talking about. So please, what I want to say, I just want to put in my 2 cents, because I'm also someone who grew up being bullied and stuff like that. And even now, which has affected my confidence in like so many ways. So, the thing is, we were made to believe that black people are not beautiful, or black beauty doesn't exist. So that's what the media sells, especially like even today you can see, as much as they try to include people of color and stuff like that, but you can still see they don't really go for that authentic African black beauty on TV. They will put someone who maybe is black but still light skinned. They have European features and stuff like that. And it has damaged black people a lot, because every day when we wake up, we try by all means to look as perfect as possible. And perfection doesn't exist, guys. Perfection doesn't exist. What makes us beautiful is all our flaws and everything that we view as mistakes in our bodies and stuff like that. So, and this thing of bullying people on social media and stuff like that is because many people are hurting, many people are damaged, and so they hating other people because they also hurt. And we have made it a norm where we tolerate it, or maybe we entertain it on social media. When someone makes a mistake and misspell a word, like an English word on social media, all of us are gonna go there and make fun of that person and stuff like that. And we forget that we were not born speaking English. All of us who had to learn. Understand? So where I stay with white people. And what I have noticed so far, the white people that I've met, the things that we see on social media, and on TV and stuff like that, of the beauty standards I have to be European features and stuff like that. It's not actually true, because what I have noticed, many white people want to look like black people. Just check now how plastic surgery is so, like, it's everywhere. They put butt implants, big boobs. It's because most of them, they want to look like a black person. And it has been there all along. Even if you can check or make your research back in the day, the reason why they've been wearing like those dresses with big bums and stuff like that, is because they were copying how a black woman is shaped. So at the end of the day, and it's not only women who get bullied and stuff like that. Also, guys, they do get bullied. The other day, I saw a tweet of someone saying, South African men are so short, and they like, I was like, guys, can we just, at the end of the day, like, sit down and appreciate our own people instead of making fun? What's the point of saying, oh, Americans are much more beautiful than South African men, while you are staying in South Africa and you're gonna get married to a South African man? What does that, like? It boggles me, because I don't understand it. Like, literally, you hate yourself to that point where you despise your own people. It's like me. I can't make fun of a lady who's big, and where else I know my mom, she's fully figured, or I have a sister who's fully figured, she's curvaceous and stuff like that, but I go on social media and make fun of a lady what's so called fat, because we have cousins who are skinny, we have cousins who are all different kinds of shapes, but at the end of the day, it's like we forget that we have all those people that we're making fun of. You forget that someone in my family it looks like that. So that was my 2 cents, guys. I just wanted to put in my 2 cents and say, sometimes it's better we keep quiet. And now what I decided to do is whenever I see someone bullying someone on Twitter, I speak up and I block that person. I'm not going to keep quiet, or I'm not going to retweet nonsense and stuff like that. And we must speak up, guys. We must let people know that this is bullshit. You need to stop it. You're making fun of one of our sisters or one of our brothers. Stop this shit. You understand? So that's what I wanted to say. So thank you for the time. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's really true. It's hectic out there. Okay. VAT increase. Before you, I think there was someone that was supposed to speak. Sorry, guys, kind of forgot who. But yeah, VAT increase. Then from then we're gonna go to the African giant.
Okay, thank you, Speaker. Okay, one other thing that I wanted to highlight, guys, is I understand that most of us that are here on this space, we actually are so disgruntled and disgusted by the behavior of bullying. We need to note it goes a long way. It's not only the bullying of Makhadzi or the bullying of a fellow black brother. It is now becoming a norm in a culture of black people to actually look down on each other. My question that I want to raise is, what is the long-term plan? I mean, to eradicate this, because it's a pandemic, honestly speaking. We cannot continue living like this. We cannot continue raising children living like this. If you go to a school now, in normal Kasi school, forget about the suburbs because it's something else. They deal with racism and they deal with the other element of bullying. You go to a Kasi school, black on blacks only. You find the girls. In most cases, girls that have been bullied, you find that they end up having this low self-esteem. For an example, we had a child that killed herself. I think it was last year or 2019, if I'm not mistaken. I stand to be corrected, because of this bullying. So now, we as the people who knows what who has actually realized what the problem is, the root cause of the problem, what is it that we're going to do going forward to try and speed up the eradication of this pandemic that we are facing, because black on black cannot continue. In the 20th century, we still have a black on black bullying. We just recovered from apartheid. Oppression, segregation. We faced all that. And now we're thinking, here we are, we're having this little glory that we should gloat and celebrate. It's black on black. If it's not tribalism, it is this tribe is better than the other. And then it is this skin tone or skin color is better than the other. It is these educated are better than the non-educated. Forgetting that we coexist as humans for a reason. I might not have the kind of education that whoever has to a PhD level, but I coexist for a reason. There's things that I can do better than the very PhD graduate that cannot even begin to do. So I'm asking, what is our long-term plan? What are we going to do about this pandemic? Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Giant?
Yes, I just want to say one thing before I go. Another thing that I would like to say when it comes to, these judgments and, judging others in terms of how they look. Guys, let's not amplify or enhance it the moment it actually compliments us. I've actually seen a lot of people being told this on social media. Oh my God, you don't look Venda, you don't look Tswana, I thought you were American. And you see a whole lot of them saying, oh, thank you. If you unpack that, you can actually see what that person is trying to say. That, oh, looking American is actually way better than looking Venda. And you have the audacity to say thank you to them when they are telling you that. They're indirectly saying, oh, the way you look, you don't usually find it among Venda people. So I thought you were American because American apparently looks better than Venda. And you stand up and say thank you. That is wrong. We can't tolerate such only when it actually compliments us, but we actually know the harm that it does. It's telling you that your people are ugly, they don't look good, but because it's complimenting you and telling you that, oh, when your people are ugly, you look better than them, you say, yes, thank you, that's a compliment. No, it's another thing that is wrong. There's nothing wrong with looking Venda. There's nothing wrong with looking anything. Can we just be flipping black people and embrace the fact that we are black? This is who we are. These are our features. Stop with this thing of who looks better than who, what features look better than which ones. We are black people, we are Africans. This is who we are. And it's time we embrace that and stop with this nonsense of saying, oh, she looks American. I thought she was not South African. As if there's anything wrong with being South African. We can do better, guys. We are grown as people. It begins with us. The kids that are out there learn from us. If we teach them that they're ugly, that's what they absorb and that's what they live with. Come on. Sometimes we are the cause of the insecurities in our own kids because we keep feeding them that what they look like is what's ugly and what they don't look like is what's beautiful. We can do better, guys.
Yeah, man. I don't think if I can even say anything better than that. Definitely true. If I make you feel less, which means what you see outside is better than what you have because of what we say and how we treat each other. Okay. Shangan Pride, you can go ahead.
Thank you. Okay. Well, I just wanted to say something quickly to that increase. She asked if what's the long-term solution for this, because it's more like a pandemic. So I'm not gonna say this is like the perfect way to solve this, but it's just a suggestion. Because me and my late younger brother who was killed in 2019, so and my cousins, what we did from where I come from in Bushbuck Ridge, the village where I come from, what we do is we started this, we make like functions, we make like music festivals and whatever, Mr. and Mrs. Who, where young people meet. We talk about these kind of issues, about bullying and stuff like that, and about looks and everything like that. And then we go from one primary school to the next, from one high school to the next, and talking to young people, and to churches, and we have like youth services where we sit and we talk about your social media, bullying and stuff like that. So I think if as someone in your village or in your church where you are, you start talking to the young girls, ask them questions. How do you feel about this? How do you feel about that? Like, how do they treat you at school? What problems do you face at your school, or like whatever? So that they can be able to open up, and then we come up with solutions, and then we talk to them like, listen, this is not how you the way they say you look, it's not how you really are. They just being mean towards you, and we tell them that this is how you look, this is how God wanted you to look like. I mean, there's no one who is perfect. Everyone have their own insecurities and stuff like that. So I think if we can start from our humble beginnings back home, talk to your kids, talk to your little cousins and stuff like that, let them know, prepare them and say, the world is harsh out there, you're gonna face such and such and such, but that does, whatever people say, it doesn't define who you are. But You must know that you are beautiful, you are strong, and this is who you are. You can't change it, no matter what people say. So I think that's what we must do. We'll start from home, and then, yeah. Are you guys there? I think Trevor, you can go ahead.
Oh yeah, sure. I think Shalani Prince is actually touching on a very pertinent issue. So with regards to this, the way it should change is just like the economics, or trickle down economics. So everything should start from the top. Everything rises and falls on leadership. So I think it's probably an opportunity for the government, provincial, local government, to actually start having, steering these conversations and start opening up this conversation regarding the beauty, in order with a view to actually dismantle this Eurocentrified definition of beauty. So, because, for example, if you still have schools that still harass black girls if they turn up with their hair looking natural, and saying, oh no, that's not how it should be, then it shows you that that's a microcosm of a wider system. So I think at some point local authorities, provincial government, and even the national government should actually start opening up a dialogue, and with a view to deconstruct that notion, obviously, black is bad, because that's what we've been being taught. Anything that's associated with black is bad, So that's definitely a discussion that needs to happen. And again, we also need to always be aware of the fact that black is very diverse. Like I said earlier on, black is very diverse, and so it's about appreciating how I look, and conversely, it's about me appreciating how you look, and without being judgmental. And again, I think when it comes to this thing, trickles down to even in school, like things like bullying because someone looks this way or that way. I think it's a serious issue, and especially when it's at school level, because when you're young, you're very impressionable. You grow up with that. You start off as a school bully, then you become a social media bully later on in life. And so I think if that's not nipped in the bud, it will blossom with all its ugliness. So I think at some point, yeah, definitely national government, local government, and provincial government will need to step up and address that issue. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks, guys. I'm just trying to go through, and there's a tweet here of someone saying that she was also bullied and body shamed by Makhadzi. But what I'm saying is that what we're talking about here, it goes beyond Makhadzi right now. We're no longer focusing only on her. But if she has done the same to other people, definitely true, she needs to be called to order. We're not going to stand and watch people pull each other down and disrespect each other. Okay, I think I'm left with 2 minutes, guys, because I need to go to a meeting. So there's someone that I've just allowed, given the mic to, so I'll let them speak. Let's see if maybe someone can continue with this space, or I'll have to open another one later on. But now that one, we need to look at everything as a whole. I forgot who I gave the mic to, but you can continue and speak.
Thank you. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. You can go ahead.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to like give my opinion and like my 2 cents on this whole thing as a whole, because I believe it's Linda, but it's broad, you know. So me when I was a kid, like back in primary, I was like very athletic, you know. So I used to like run and like really jump over. So everything was cool, and up until the point where like I got called out by bullies. Like there's always the bullies and the ones that can get attacked. So they always used to call her like, "You money, how like she was like that in the size and all of that." And trust me, like that really like nothing. Like it hit hard to a point where I realized like run school and I left. So and then like I tried focusing more on like other stuff. I wanted to dance and choirs and like public speaking and all of that. And like still I got bullied. Like and then I realized like they come at you in every different aspect and like in everything you do. You always get called out, you always get shamed, you always get bullied and all of that stuff, and that like hit hard, like super hard. So and then I realized, you know what, there's nothing you can really do about it, because like I have stretch marks, I have sediments, I have inner thighs, all of that. You know, and there was a point where even I wanted to bleach and like feel but then I realized, you know what, it's on me and I can't change that. And if I have to be apologetic on how that person feels, then that person should just leave. Like I keep saying, no. And that was one thing I learned how to do. And me living with that, even though I like rape dirty clothes and stuff, it doesn't matter. But I've embraced my dark empathize, my cellulite, like everything that seems red, like to society that doesn't like. Yeah. Hope you understand. But yeah, that's what I wanted to add on. I mean, it starts coloring. It starts with you. If you don't accept who you are and love who you are, it really becomes like difficult to get the other person or the next person to love you and accept you. No way. You need to be confident so that the next person can like feel, you know what, there's nothing. And trust me, if you get that right, they won't touch you. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, thank you very much. It's been like 3 hours, 30 minutes. I'm going to create another space. If not later on today, it's going to be tomorrow, which we'll be looking at still going to be bullying. I'm thinking we need to take it further. We need to also look at the bullying at the office, bullying at home. We can be bullying even at school. So, I'm going to try and create another space, and we can try to look at these issues, how we actually destroying each other verbally, posting can be content and whatever that we're doing that is actually destroying one another. Because I just got another clip right now of one of the artists calling like her own tribe that they are witches. So it seems like there's a lot of issues out there. But man, guys, thank you very much for joining the bullying of Makhadzi. It's a self-hate space. And then from my side, guys, I'm out. Until next time. Nda.